Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I'm working on my book, my October Curiosities book, collection of curiosities. And the prompt I chose to follow, because I'm not following any rules, is path. So I just sketched a real simple, basic path. And it kind of works with the background. The background looks really green and foresty, I think. I really like the texture of the gel print on this one. I was spraying the paint with a little bit of water before pulling the print. And yeah, it just makes some interesting background. But, oh, and this, if you watched the last one, you saw me collage on the previous page some orange half circles, and I just painted those out in brown so that they would kind of disappear. And so this path is going to the moon. So I thought I would paint in a moon, and I was using this, it's like a sort of metallic iridescent paint called Playful Blue by Arteza, but it's a little too light, so I'm going to add a little bit of just some off-white craft paint, and I don't clean out my brush, I just keep painting with it. So it keeps a little bit of the iridescence just because it was already on the brush, and I'm just going to fill that in. Really simple page, I think. But some days, you know, this one's simple, the next one's a lot more involved. But yeah, I'm doing, did I say I was doing pages 4 and 5? I think that's what I'm on. So I'll do both, because this one was real quick, and the other one will be a bit more longer. Anyways, I just thought I'd put a stylized figure at the end of this path. Her arms are a little strange, but, you know, it's just for fun. The marker I'm using is a pit marker. And then my jelly roll to create a little spirally design on the bottom. And there it is. Alright, so the next page, I am creating some cards. Oh, yes, I do collage these runes across the bottom. I don't remember why, except for just for the heck of it. I guess I wanted to cover up the bottom of the path. I don't know. And then I got the idea from these. Like, this was a gel print that I just cut the shapes out of. And I got the idea for the next thing, the next page, from these. I thought they would make some fun. And I'd been looking up witches stuff and trying to get ideas. And they have these symbols that represent different things. And so I decide, after doing this part, I decide to create some cards, tiles, they're like cards, with those symbols on the back. So I already have 2 sets of 2 gel prints, so I can use for the backs of the cards. And then I wanted them stiff, so I've got some cardstock there, some old, I had stuff printed on it I used a long time ago, and these were just left over. So I figured they would work as well as anything to create a little stiffness for my little rune, we'll call them rune cards. So once they dry, I cut them out, and then we're going to glue it onto another piece of paper so that we have color on both sides. And because they're of their uneven nature, I'm not too worried about being perfectly exact when I'm cutting them out. As long as I get them pretty close and not go too far off the edge or cut into it too much. And we're good. Okay, so there's those, and now they're going to go onto this other piece of paper. And I think I still use glue stick. Yep. Using the Yoo-hoo the whole way, and they've held together pretty good. They haven't had a problem. As long as you're generous with that glue stick, I think it works great. So I'm going to glue all of those on there, and then I let them dry under some weight, because they do curl a bit, and even then they'll be a bit curly. So there they all are. Now we're going to cut them out. Now I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to keep them on my page. Because that will need to happen. So I've got them all cut out, and I decided I wanted to cover up the white edge from, that white paper that's in between the two thinner papers. So I'm just going around with the ink and just trying to hide that. I didn't think I filmed more than one or two. I am editing this a lot so that we can get all the way through it in a reasonable time. Now I've pulled out my various white paint pens to see which one's going to work the best to create the cards. And I looked up some symbols, so I'm drawing those out. We've got the sun and the moon. I think this is the moon. I have to keep priming this one. I think I finally threw that one away because it's run out of white. This one might be waves. I can't remember. Which is kind of fun to draw with. I love drawing with a white pen. I just wish it worked all the time. Like when you prime it like that, you get thick and thin because you're just dipping back into the paint that's on your table. Well, and you can see my my tape that's covering the edge of my table is very well used. It's like thick with paint. And I've done something that took gilding, so now it's got gilding on there. Yes, it was another page. I did a little gilding. I got some, is it gold foil, I guess, from Temu. Came with no instructions, no adhesive, but hey, we make it work. My crazy eye drew crazy eye. And of course I'll have to let these dry so that I don't smear the drawings. Yeah, I'll let you watch me draw all those. That one is harvest. Does that look like a plant? So I've got them all there. I have them all named. So now that they're done, I need to create something to hold them and to go on the page. So this was like, this is the problem when you don't think things through. Your creation ends up to be a little wonky. But the first thing I wanted to do is to create a latch, so I'm making a little bag, sort of. Like, it's not real bag because I'm just gluing it straight onto the page. But this is going to be the front of the bag that opens. I don't even know how to explain that. So I'm just printing this off, and it has the runes on it already. So lucky I had that one. It goes really well with all the stuff I've been doing lately. I need more paint. So gotta put more paint on there. Then ink up my wooden block. It's not ink, it's paint. It's acrylic paint. Then I use my Baron to push it down on there really well. And that works really well. I think it takes a lot more paint to do it this way than it does to do it on the gel plate, but that's what I did. Okay, so I'm going to cut both of these out. One will be the flap on the top and the other will be underneath it. Now the second one I did much wider because the plan, well, I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought it was a good idea. This is going to be the underneath part, and I wanted it to have kind of a finished look, so I'm cutting out triangles so that I can fold them over and then glue them down, so it has kind of a finished edge. And you can see me folding those over. And this part isn't like super visible. It is when you open the flap up, but you don't see it a lot, so I'm still trying to make it look good. I always want to make it look good. So how's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. Is anyone trying this collections of Curiosity, or is anybody doing Inktober? Not getting the paint to come out of my glue. There we go. Or the paint. Not getting the glue to come out of my glue. Hello. Yeah. I tried to be clean, but it wasn't working. Alright. So that's glued down. So here's the fabric I'm going to use to make my bag out of. And to help it hold its shape, I cut out some cardboard. Not cardboard, it's just cardstock. Stiffer. And then we're just gonna once I get it cut out, I'm just gonna attach it to that, and then glue that to the page. And this could have gone so much better. If I'd have thought it through, like I said earlier, if I'd have thought it through, it probably would have gone better. I decided I had to pull out some tape and use the tape to hold the glue. Hold the fabric in place while the glue set. I didn't have any Fabri-Tac at the time. I don't know that it would have held on any faster, but so I'm just a piece of tape for every little section of glue. yeah, I decided to weigh it down. Thought that would help. Help keeps things down while I'm going. Do the other side. I do give it a little bit of space, so I scrunch that over a little bit. So there's a little bit of looseness on the front. Probably could have gone with a little bit more. And if I'd have had an elastic to go around the top of it, that would have been great, because that would have held it closed, or held it so it wasn't all floppy. I don't know how to put that. Alright, so we're going to put a magnet on here. I was thinking, I put the glue stick on, I was thinking, okay, we're just going to glue the back on here. And then I was like, oh wait, we want to put a magnet, so then I'm going to put the magnet on. And then I'll glue the backing on here. So I have this one, has some circles on it. Tried to line that up, but I was just guessing. And I do let that dry before cutting it out. Okay, so now I've got that. Now I need to figure out where the other one is going to go. And it's going to sit on the part that will be attached to the bag. Okay. So here's my weird bag. And I just decided the inside of that needed something, because you might see it. So I'm just going to glue some more of this same gel print to the inside, the cardboard on the inside. If I had thought about it beforehand, I could have, had something already on there, but I didn't think about it. Didn't think about it being visible. So I smoothed that down. Now, I was thinking the fabric was a little too long, so I did the cut and tear. Which I shouldn't have done because it was not straight and it got a little bit too close. Didn't give me a lot of leftover space. But I just have another piece of the cardstock that I'm putting on the inside, and then we're going to glue the folded piece on the outside of the bag. And that worked a lot better than I thought it was going to, actually. But I do have these wonky edges, and I don't think I centered it very well. So it's not perfect. I do fold those over and do a little stitching around the edges that you don't see. So yeah, I folded and stitched those little edges so they aren't sticking out. And now it's time to attach it to the book. And yeah, I'm just going in with my glitter glue. We're just going to glue this sucker down. It holds surprisingly well. Okay, now this part, I have to make sure the magnets are attached, and then we're just going to do the one section. I did create a fold so that I knew where it needed to land. And glue it down. Wanted to make sure there wasn't anything escaping on that side. And there we have our flap. And now I can stick all my little rune cards, or whatever you want to call them, into the pouch. So did you like that one? That one doesn't even have a prompt. I didn't write a prompt down. I don't even know what inspired that. Well, here they are. If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up or a comment. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have an awesome day.